My review for the season finale for Glee season 6, Dreams Come True. Now, first off, this actually goes for almost each character, and what happens from when they were in at the school to 5 years in the future. Now, it goes for and has Will Schuester, you know, telling the kids, just follow your dreams, all that stuff, continue doing what you do, but keep to following your dreams. Actually, in a song called "Teach Your Children," and that performance, it was actually a raw cut that they did, and it actually has most of them were crying, and it was so sweet. And you actually see Will even crying while he was singing it. And it also deals with Sue Sylvester, what happens after the sectionals, and actually shows her 5 years. She talks to Blaine, Kurt, thanking them, and then she ends up being friends with Becky again, talks to Will Schuester and saying, congratulations, you got it all, and that he actually does that in the song also called "The Winner Takes It All" from, and her and Will sing that together, and it was kind of a special performance because it actually shows you Sue and Will actually are there for each other, but they don't want to show it. And it also deals with Mercedes Jones, saying goodbye to all her friends, all that, and she does that in the while singing "Someday We'll Be Together," and she didn't want any of them to hug her or anything like that, because she knows that if she hugs, that they all have a group hug, that it makes you believe that they're going to see her soon or something like that, even though it might be years, because she actually ends up being opening person for Beyonce. And so for Sue Sylvester in 5 years, after the 5 year jump, she actually ends up being the vice president. Actually, she ends up talking to one of the news people, and we find out that she intends to become president of the United States in the year 2020. And then it goes to Kurt and Blaine, going to each other through the lockers and finding, all the stuff that, there's memoirs, in Kurt's locker, the only one that would do that something like this is Kurt, I guess. Was that what Blaine said? And it has pictures of Finn and all these stuff from Glee Club that he would remember. And then it goes 5 years later where they're actually together going to schools and doing all these stuff at schools, and they end up doing that. They actually go to the school and perform Daydream Believer, which was very cute with the children with it, and how they were playing around, goofing off while they were singing the song. And then it goes to Rachel Berry singing an original song called "This Time" in the auditorium, and this song is actually all about Rachel in Glee, and in the series Glee, how she was from nobody to an actual Broadway star, and all the stuff that she's been through, and all that stuff. That's all in this one song, which is actually written from Blaine, Darren Criss, who is Blaine in Glee, and it goes 5 years later how she's getting ready for Tony's. We find out she actually marries Jesse St. James, is actually pregnant, being having a baby for Kurt and Blaine, and then find out that she actually wins her Tony, which was one of her dreams after being in Funny Girl. And it's just, her just, thanking Will for being there for her through her whole school and whole school year, thanking, Carmen, the teacher from Niata, for giving her a second chance and all that. And then it goes back to the and then it ends up going back to the school, and it has actually Sue Special, saying, I thought Glee was for losers who, just want to find a place to hide, seeing about emotions, which she thought was weak. And then she finds out that she realizes that it's not actually weak to show your emotions, that actually it's strength to show your emotions through song, through anything. It's very difficult for one person to do that. She gives props to the Glee Club people for doing that, and they all end up like all the Glee Club members from the originals to the new, and with some people that were sent away that Sue did, like Jake Puckerman, all those people, and they had Ryder. They all come back as Becky Jackson singing with them, Dave Karofsky, Principal Figgins, Carol, which was Finn's mom. It brings back Sugar, and basically every single person that was in Glee Club at one time, and everyone who was surrounded by a person who was connected to Glee Club. Like Tara was not Tara, but Terry. It was connected to Glee Club with Will being the coach, and but the thing that really took my eye was how she gave Will a hug, and then you can see Emma's reaction to it, where she's like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" I just love that scene. But overall, it was one of the best episodes. I kind of wish that they did all the, rather than doing each person do them and then 5 years later for them and all that, that they did the first half of the episode in the the current year, and then do the rest in the 5 years later with all the characters together. And I think that would have been more better, but they did what they kind of do the easiest way for them, which was good for Glee, but still was one of the best episodes of Glee so far.